What is the point of a beetle? Everyone thinks this is a dirty little animal rooting around the ground. When I finally went out and saw how agile they are, how strong they are, they seem to have somewhat of a personality when they're on your arm. They're not like any other invertebrate around here.
That's cool.
The thing is, the oil field is heavily tied with impacts to the beetle, and the beetle may have shut down a project, delayed a project. Many people have had their jobs affected. Catching beetles is fun, but giving the news is not.
Golly geez. That very beetle has prevented more than 100 new wells being drilled here in Osage County just this last quarter. There's an 87% positive test. The beetle is all over here. Thus, it's not endangered, folks. We're being picked upon for no apparent reason.
1896, we struck oil. Per capita in 1920, we were the richest people on earth. Now, after about 3 generations, that has been blended down and divided into their siblings and children. We have a long history, and it's the effort of people coming in, rape, robbing, pillaging, and killing our people for these head rights. This is our land, these are our homes, and our kids are going to have a future here. But this burying beetle is stopping my rig.
When people hear the word endangered, they immediately translate it to governmental interference, saying that we can't do something because of that beetle down there.
God dang.
People see it as just one small insect,
Hey, pretty boy.
something standing in the way of forward progress, and they don't see it as an individual life form.
When I got into this work, I was just intrigued by the organism itself and the fact that there's an insect out there that provides parental care on a dead thing. You have a thing out there that comes to the end of its life. These beetles find it, sequester it under the ground. Their young feed on that. They go through their metamorphosis, their pupation. They emerge as the next generation. There's some poetry to it.
When species exist, they have undergone changes through the millennia to have traits that allow them to survive and reproduce. And those traits maybe have some benefit to humans. We're looking at the antimicrobial properties of the secretions. This one beetle will preserve the entire carcass and keep it preserved for 6 weeks. If we can identify the proteins, we can find novel resources, novel antibiotics, chemical preservative for meat at room temperature. Once a species goes extinct, you can't get it back.
He's telling everybody he's here. Basically, get out of my hunting area. Or else. You're in a depressed area. Suicide, alcoholism, drug abuse, domestic violence. The only endangered species here is the Osage Indian. The American Burying Beetle. I think they're a cute bug. But until he brings his checkbook, I really don't care. He doesn't feed my children. He doesn't feed those Osage children.
In our wild and natural places, you feel small, and you feel quiet, and you feel insignificant. We are not the most important things on this planet. This world is going to go on.
We're all clashing and bumping off each other like molecules inside of a container.
Hold on a second.
Everything performs a role, lives for a reason, and dies for a reason.
My apologies for the inconvenience, miss.
My goals in being a professor of a non-majors class is to get people to think about the world around them and consider things that they didn't before. I think my biggest failure would be if the beetle goes extinct in my lifetime. And if that doesn't happen, then I can be happy that I accomplished something.
The Osage prayed only one prayer, and that was to ask for no defeats in battle for a never-ending bloodline. There's going to be 2 people left on Earth, and the last 2, one of them's going to be Osage. I want to be a river to my people. I want them to sing a song about me 1,000 years from now. That I can kill a giant. He might knock me out, but that son of a bitch will fall dead on my shadow.
We as humans like to have rules and laws and boundaries, and in nature, those don't exist. The best we can do is predict about it and manage for the what-ifs. Try to make room for the other things that are around. And we can't let anything crash.